Morning, HD. I hope that this note finds you well. It's the end of the second week of HDCH at home, and I hope that you continue to find support and encouragement in your learning journey. As we experience Holy Week in a different way, and as we head into Good Friday tomorrow, I'd like to share with you a few thoughts about a tradition called the Stations of the Cross. It might be a little longer than other daily devotions we've had, but I figured that would be okay, given this most important of weeks for people of faith. I'd like to share some vacation photos with you, if I could. When I was around 12 years old, we took a family vacation to Quebec. Most of my memories of that trip are fairly shadowy by now, but I still remember vividly the trip to the Basilica at St. Anne de Beaupré. The church itself is pretty impressive. It's a pilgrimage site, a place associated with the miraculous. I clearly remember the church, but even more powerful is my memory of the Stations of the Cross. At St. Anne de Beaupré, the Stations of the Cross are sculpted slightly larger than life-size along a tree-lined pathway on an adjoining hillside. Since then, whenever I visit a cathedral, I always look for the Stations of the Cross. Some, like the one in Beaupré, are outdoors. Some are situated in side chapels or frescoes. Many can be found on stained glass in sanctuaries, illuminated from behind and without, radiant and glowing with color. Some, like the spare and stark Gaudi designs at the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, can be found carved on the outside of the building. Some are more traditional, some are modern, some reflect their cultural contexts, and a few are just downright political. Regardless of the form that the tradition takes and the expression of the tradition, I really believe that there is an incredible power in the experience of interacting with the story of Christ's passion, of figuratively walking the road with the Savior. What I love about the Stations of the Cross is the intentionality about reflecting, the impossibility of rushing through the deliberate personalization of the Passion. It's about walking the road with Christ, about applying it, thinking about how it relates to, connects to, and impacts me personally. We're pretty fortunate here at HD to have a beautiful presentation of the Stations of the Cross just around the corner at Bishop Tunis Park at Garth and Rymel. The artists, sculptors, HDCH alumnus Edwin Dam and his wife Veronica created three-dimensional renderings of the Passion. You can look at them from lots of different angles. And that allows us to view the story from multiple perspectives. And as we walk through the park and as we see the sculptures, we become, along with the figures in the sculptures themselves, observers and participants in the Passion. What I'd like to do this morning is take a walk with you through the park, through the Stations of the Cross. A few of them, I'll stop and say a prayer and leave a moment for reflection. The first station reflects Jesus before Pilate. Jesus, you stand all alone before Pilate. Nobody speaks up for you. Nobody helps defend you. You devoted your entire life to helping others, listening to the smallest ones, caring for those who were ignored. But they don't seem to remember that as they prepare you to put you to death. Help me, Lord, to be gracious and grateful for what you did for me. Jesus, you accept your cross. You knew you would carry it to your death at Calvary. You knew it wouldn't be easy, but you accepted it and carried it just the same. Help me, Jesus, to trust in your steadfastness and your unwavering love. Jesus, the cross you carry is heavy. You become weak and almost ready to faint. You fall. Nobody seems to want to help you, Jesus. Jesus, I confess that my sin is your burden. Help me, Jesus, to crave relationship with you. The soldiers remove your robe and throw dice for it. Your wounds are torn open again, and some of the people in the crowd mock you. They tease you and challenge you to perform a miracle for them to see you are disrobed, humiliated, exposed. Jesus, thank you for a love so deep. The soldiers drive nails into your hands and feet. Jesus, thank you for your sacrifice. Jesus, I thank you for your willingness to go to your death for me. Help me to deepen and to express my love for you. Sometimes, I confess, I feel like I live in this bleak space between loss and resurrection, between Good Friday and Easter Sunday. And Lord, when the scale of the world's grief and of my own sorrow feel like they're too much to bear, help me to trust in you. But we know that's not where the story ends. The tomb is empty. We can't find Christ there. There's nothing there. Like spring after snow, the world and I am renewed and transformed. Help me to find you elsewhere. Help me to find you in the faces of my friends, in the stories of the students, in the struggle for justice and mercy, in being a neighbor. Help me, Lord, to go about the task of restoring your kingdom. Help me, Lord, to live a resurrection life. Folks, I hope that you all experience the joy of the resurrection this weekend as you remember Easter with your family and friends, in person or apart, and as you live in the truth that we serve a risen and sovereign Savior. Have a great weekend. God bless.